In 1.5 years, I've been able to take my sculpting from something like this to looking something like this. And over these 1.5 years, I've learned a lot of things. Okay. And I want to share a simple 4-step framework with you that is going to allow you to get results. Okay. Maybe you've been trying to learn sculpting for a while, but you're not seeing significant results. Or maybe you've tried and given it up a few times, just like I did. But with these simple 4 steps, I guarantee that you will get results. And here you can see a ton of examples of people who I have helped and who have gotten results. So step number 1 is the most important step. Okay, this is something that you cannot skip. And step number 1 is to fix your mindset. Now, I told you, I've wasted years of my life, bro. I've bought a ton of courses. I've watched a lot of tutorials, but I wasn't getting results. Throughout this 1.5 years, there's just one thing that I fixed. And this one thing has enabled me to get the result. And that was fixing my mindset. So the way I was approaching sculpting at first was how I would approach a video game. I was a video game addict back then. And in video games, you can grind it for a day and then you can unlock the skin that you want. Sculpting is not the same. Results in real life are always going to be delayed. And the modern world in which we are living is super, super, super fast paced. You need to realize that, okay, if you want to feel amused, you can scroll on your phone, watch a bunch of reels, you're going to feel amused. If you feel aroused, you can go ahead, jerk off. You're going to get that instant gratification. If you want to play a video game, if you want to be someone, okay, you can play a video game and be someone. I'm Prestige 5 in Call of Duty. I'm level 120 in GTA. I have a Bugatti in GTA. Like, who cares, bro? Who cares that you're someone in a video game, but you're no one in the thing that you want to be? Who cares? And with that same mindset, I approached sculpting. So what I would do is I would sculpt for a while and then I would think, oh man, this is so boring. I just practiced for 2 hours. I still suck at sculpting, man. That is the mindset that I had. And this mindset is broken. This mindset is what a Jerry is. So a Jerry wants instant results. Yeah, I practiced 2 hours and I'm going to be a master. I'm going to be Da Vinci. It doesn't happen that way, bro. Yeah, I was a Jerry back then. And once I fixed that mindset, once I just accepted these 2 things. So number 1, that this is hard. Number 2, that this is going to take long. So I just accepted these 2 things and I wasn't a Jerry anymore. Okay, I now realize that, okay, bro, this is going to take a lot of effort. And now I commit that no matter how much time it takes, no matter how much effort it requires, I'm going to do it. So first of all, you need to fix your mindset. Just imagine, okay, just imagine this. So imagine that you have a fat friend. Let's call him Jerry, okay? Let's roast Jerry a while. So let's say your friend is a Jerry, right? And he's super obese and he's super fat. And then he starts going to the gym. So your friend Jerry, he goes to the gym for two days and then he comes back and say, hey man, I'm still fat, bro. What do I do, bro? I'm still fat. You're going to be like, yeah, fatty. Go for another 2 months. Maybe you're going to lose some weight. So it's obvious, isn't it? It's the same as sculpting. And the reason that sculpting is difficult in comparison to, let's say, product rendering or low poly cute modeling. So I was into product rendering a lot and cute poly modeling. So that doesn't take time, bro. That doesn't take any effort. You make anything with big eyes, it's cute. Come on. There's no arguing that, right? Anything with big eyes and a round face is cute. So you can easily model something like this. And what is product rendering? So product rendering is simply a cylinder with a light and a label on it. That is it. That is a product render. And yeah, that is also why that when you follow a product rendering tutorial or a product modeling tutorial, you can get the same result. You can get similar results. But when you follow a sculpting tutorial, you do not get results. That is because sculpting is hard. Sculpting requires a lot of prerequisite, a lot of building up. So the way that sculpting works is you need to realize that the effort that you put into sculpting and the result that follows, it's not linear. Okay. So, and the way sculpting works is that you put effort, a bit of result. Effort, a bit of result. Okay. And let's use this microphone as the satisfactory level that is you need for sculpting. Okay. Satisfactory result that you need. So it happens like this. You put effort, a bit of result, just a bit. Effort. And what a lot of people do is that just as about the result is about to reach that bar, they just put so much effort and then they give up. So this is what happens when a newbie or a Jerry tries to sculpt. So if you fix your mindset, It is just going to set so much realistic expectation for you. And now you are ready to get into the war zone of learning how to sculpt. Okay, now you're ready to go into the trenches. Whereas before you were a coward who didn't even want to go to war, who just saw that, okay, a bullet fired, oh, let me run back. And then yeah, he just runs away. Okay. And yeah, let me prove it to you, bro. So I have an example. And this right here is Frank. Frank is someone who joined my school recently. He's the most recent member. And this dude has zero Blender knowledge. He had never sculpted before. He's a technical guy. He's been working in software. And he just stepped into Blender for the first time in his life. And just look at the result that this dude is getting in 18 days. 18 days. How was that possible? Is that because I see Frank inside the community working hard every day. He's practicing the right way. He's putting in the effort. He has realistic expectation. He's not expecting instant results. He's doing what is required from him. And that is why you can see this result. This is the result of a proper mindset. Whereas someone who has a broken mindset, he will go try to take any shortcut that he can find. He'll watch 10 tutorials but never commit to one long video or one long course. Because he just thinks that, okay, bro, if I just watch 10 tutorials, it's more than one course and it's more knowledge. But yeah, shut up, Jerry. It doesn't work that way, bro. So you can see with the example of Frank, what you can get with the realistic mindset. The community, by the way, is a paid program. It's a subscription program, but the course that Frank followed is available right here on the channel for free. So you can go ahead and check it out after this video because I want to discuss some more points with you. So after you fix your mindset, the second thing is that you build a routine. Okay, you have a realistic mindset now. Now you want to put it into practice. What you want to do with building a routine is that you just set a daily goal and a time that you're going to practice. Don't say or think about it. I'm just going to practice every day when I wake up in the morning. Don't think about it, bro. Write it down and be as specific as you can. I'm going to wake up every day at 5 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever time you can. And I'm going to practice 1 hour a day. Now, a lot of people think that, no, bro, I just want to practice for 6 hours in a single day and then I'm going to be a sculptor in a day. It doesn't happen that way. Okay, you want to start small, bro. How do you think you can? Just imagine that there's a fat guy, all right? And then he goes to the gym for the first time. He says, I want to bench 200 kgs, bro. Yeah. Do you think that's possible? Of course not. So don't put so much strain on yourself, bro. Start with the empty bar first. Just try showing up every day. Okay, just show up at that time, open Blender, done. That is your task for the day. Just go there, open Blender at the time that you committed. That is it. Just do that for a week. But yeah, of course, if you open up Blender, of course, you'll want to practice as well. So yeah, that is a way to trick your mind. But just saying that you want to start slow, something that you know you can achieve easily. And once you get consistent with it, that is when you want to build up, put more weight, if you're following the gym analogy, or just put a bit more effort into it or more time. Now you've set a routine. The second thing that you want to do inside building a routine is that you want to remove distractions from your life. And you want to remove high pleasure, low effort activities. Now, what are these high pleasure, low effort activities and why should I remove them, right? High pleasure, low effort activities include watching porn, jerking off, watching a movie, seasons, binging a season. All right, you watch a 20 minutes Naruto episode. Yeah, that was super fun. That is jam-packed with action. Okay, but nothing in real life is that pleasurable. And I'll tell you why you want to remove this. Another example would be scrolling on your phone, right? You just scroll and yeah, if the video does not interest you, the first 3 seconds are not, if it does not have enough dopamine for you, you're not going to watch it. Yeah, you need to remove these distractions, need to remove these high pleasure, low effort activities. Okay, and the reason that you want to remove them is so that your brain can reset. Now, tell me, has there ever been a time where you sat down, you practiced, or you were productive for a day, and then you felt really good about yourself? Has there ever been a day, maybe in school, maybe in university, maybe when you were practicing something, you just had that one day where you sat down, it was super productive, and then you felt good? Has it ever happened? Okay, now, if that has happened, there is pleasure in it, isn't it? You enjoyed that day. You felt good about yourself, right? The problem is that we have these activities, the ones that I told you, like porn, video games, movies, scrolling. These activities, they just rewire your brain in a way that you want instant results with everything. Okay, you just want to put very little effort and you want to get very high pleasure. Now, our brain is a monkey brain. Our brain is a reptile brain. We all have a monkey brain. And what our brain wants is pleasure. Just pleasure. And it cannot decide, okay, if this pleasure is from a good source or if is it from a bad source. Okay. So yeah, when you're scrolling on social media and you scroll for 15 seconds and you feel really, really pleasurable, your brain tells you, hey, yeah, bro, that was super, super fun. Do it again, bro. Do it again. Okay. And then when you try sculpting or when you try to sit down to practice, you practice for an hour, nothing happens. Those first 15 seconds, they're not as pleasurable as scrolling. So your brain is going to say, hey, bro, what are you doing? Just turn off your computer, bro. Go ahead, pick up your phone and scroll again. And then you can't focus on what you want to focus. Okay. So inside your routine, what I would recommend to you is to practice first thing in the morning. Because when you wake up, you're not stimulated. When you wake up, you haven't scrolled, you haven't done anything else which can mess up your entire pleasure system. So when you wake up early and when you practice first thing, you're in a good position to practice. Okay. You get that out of the way. I promise you, if you start waking up early and if you start being productive early in the morning, I promise you that you're going to feel good for the rest of the day. Because no matter what happens throughout the rest of the day, you just had that productive time in the beginning of the day and it sets the pace for the rest of the day. Okay, so you wouldn't want to indulge in stupid activities because you'll be like, man, I just had this really amazing day. I woke up early in the morning and I was super productive. I don't want to waste that. So yeah, step number 1, fix your mindset. Step number 2, build a routine and remove distractions. Now, what is step number 3? Now you are ready to enter into the zone of sculpting or into the battlefield, all right? What you want to do now is find a person you want to learn from. One person, not 5. One person that you're going to learn from and why. The mistake that I made is I watched a bunch of creators. I watched Speedjar, I watched Jan Sculpts, I watched Danny Mac, I watched Rafael Grassetti, and if you've watched these creators, you probably know that they all have a different style. They all have a different workflow. How do they approach their sculpts? There are a bunch of other creators as well. I know them by face but not name. But yeah, the point is everyone has their own style. Everyone has their own system. You need to realize that inside art or with Blender, there is no one fixed way of doing something. Okay, there is no right or wrong. So every person has their own method, own unique method of teaching you stuff. So maybe someone blocks out certain features. Maybe someone models every individual muscle and then combines them. Maybe someone just starts with one sphere and then makes the entire body. He pulls it out and does all of these operations and then he has a full body. Someone maybe sculpts realistic. Someone sculpts stylized stuff. Someone sculpts cartoony stuff. So if you try learning from everyone, you're not learning from anyone. Okay, and all of their advice is always going to contradict. Someone is going to say, Dine Topo is the best. Someone is going to say, remeshing is the best. Someone is going to say, practice stylized first. Someone is going to say, practice realism first. So whatever is your favorite creator, the result that you want, not the result that is easy, but the result that you want. Okay, so maybe for you, you want to make realistic characters. Like I wanted to make realistic characters, but I was watching Danny Mac. Why? Because I thought that, stylized sculpts are much easier. Making cartoons like Danny Mac is much easier. So I was making low poly cartoons. Okay, but what I always wanted was to make something a bit more realistic, like what Speedjar creates. So that is the person whose course most resonated with me. Now, staying on the same point that you follow one instructor, I would recommend that you go ahead and see if that person has a specific program, course, or training that he can offer you. Because, yeah, you can figure things out on your own. Of course you can. Okay, there's no denying it. Of course, if you bombard your head against something for very long, you're going to get it. But if you invest in a course, you can save months, potentially years of your time. Because someone has already spent years trying to learn something, but he's telling you everything in a jam-packed course. And if that course saves you months of your time, don't you think it is worth it? Be honest with me. How much would a course cost? At max, $20 to $50. That is what a course would cost, right? So you're basically telling me that 3 months of your life, or 4 months, or 5 months of your life is not worth $50. Is that what you are telling me? And if that is true, then it's extremely sad. And I'm sorry to say you have zero self-respect. Because anyone with self-respect respects their time. Now, I think a mistake that I used to make when I was a Jerry, bro, was when I saw a video game on sale, I would be like, shut up, take my money, bro. And I would pay for that game. But when I saw my favorite course or my favorite program on sale, okay, something that I know, okay, this can really teach me, I would be like, nah, I'm going to pass. I'm going to save this money, bro. I'm going to save these $20 and buy another video game, which is going to waste my time. But yeah, I won't save months of my time. I can figure things out on my own. I'm a smart guy. If I was actually smart, I would invest in that course and I would be like, bro, yeah, you can figure things out on your own, but what is it going to cost? It's going to cost you time. And what is time? Time is money. So if I can save months and potentially years of my life, why wouldn't I invest in a course? So if that is something that is stopping you, if you think that investing in a course is not worth it, I want to change your thought process, bro. Because if you're not investing in a course because you are a Jerry like me and you think that it's not worth it, I can promise you it is definitely worth it. And if you really want to test it out, the head course that I have on the channel was a paid program. I was selling it for $47. And it was also part of my paid community. But now it is available on this channel for free. Now you might find it on ArtStation for $5 as well, but the only reason it's $5 is because ArtStation does not allow me to put a free course over there, which is this big. So I think it's around 9 gigabytes. So it wouldn't let me upload 9 gigabytes of videos and source files and everything. So it is a complete course. You can find it over here on the channel for free. Now, when you approach this course, just remember that this was a paid program. This wasn't free before. And if you follow along this course and when you see results, you're going to realize that, okay, this is what a paid program does. This is the result that a paid program gets you. Because no matter what, a creator, when he makes a tutorial, he cannot include everything inside. Of course, you can stitch things together by watching one tutorial, another tutorial, another tutorial, another tutorial, but a course is always going to be an organized structure. It is always going to have structure, a structure that is designed to get you results. Okay? So if you can, invest in a course. And finally, step number 4. So step number 4 is make mistakes and learn. Now, Einstein is a genius, by the way. Of course, you know that, right? So Einstein said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Now, if I look back at myself, if I look at the time when I was a Jerry, bro, I was practicing insanity. Okay? I would sculpt. I would make art after art, art after art, art after art. And then I would think that, bro, this is what is going to improve me, bro. Sculpt after sculpt after sculpt. And I thought that, okay, yeah, this is what is going to improve me. But the only time that you actually improve is when you take a step back. It's when you look at that sculpt and when you try to pick out mistakes, when you try to find areas that you can improve in. So also this also applies so when you're watching a course or when you're watching a tutorial, okay? If you're just watching a tutorial or a course, it's not going to improve you, bro. The only time that you're going to learn is when you perform and you make a mistake and then you improve that mistake. Now, this is uncomfortable. This is boring. I know, I agree. But because you have a proper mindset now, this is also going to be part of your mindset that, yeah, bro, whatever is uncomfortable, that is where growth is going to happen. Okay, a lot of people, they associate the stress and the anxiety that they feel when they sculpt learning, when they're trying to learn something new. The stress and the anxiety that they feel then is something that pushes them away. They think that, oh man, I'm just retarded. I have ADHD, bro. I can't learn. And yeah, this is so uncomfortable. What I want you to realize is because you have a proper mindset, you need to know that the stress you feel during learning is not a sign that you're not learning. It's a sign that you are. Anytime you enter any area which is unknown to you, of course you're going to feel anxious. Of course you're going to feel uncomfortable. And you need to realize that growth only happens outside your comfort zone. Okay? So yeah, you're enjoying, you're watching that course, you're practicing along, but you're not stopping and you're not improving your mistakes. You're not doing that because you know that is uncomfortable. It's more comfortable to just open up the next video and watch it. But what is uncomfortable is to pause that video, go open up Blender and try along the instructor and improve your mistakes. That is what is uncomfortable. And that is what you're avoiding. And the reason you're avoiding that is also the reason why you're not getting results. So you need to realize whatever you feel is uncomfortable, that is the way. That is how you're going to grow. You need to realize that the obstacle is the way. Of course you're going to make results, bro. Who doesn't make results? This is my first sculpt. I sucked, bro. And the only thing that I changed was, instead of delaying my happiness to a point that, yeah, I'm only going to be happy when I make a proper head. No, why? I'm going to be happy. I'm going to allow myself to be happy anytime I get any result. So let's say I sculpted really shitty heads, right? I just figured out how to sculpt the mouth right. I'm happy. I'm growing. I'm in a better place than what I was before. Yeah, you need to allow yourself to be happy. You're gonna get some results. Let me give you another analogy, another example, okay? So imagine that there's a fat Da Vinci and then there's a fat Jerry, all right? Now, both of them are on the same diet. They have the same workout. They're exactly same, all right? And after a month, both of them, they lose 30 kgs. During the start of this experiment, they weighed about 150, all right? After a month, they both lost 30 kilos. Now, the fat Jerry says, hey man, I've been sacrificing everything. I haven't eaten a sweet. I wanted to eat a pizza, bro, but I haven't eaten a pizza in a month. This is so hard, bro. I've been making all these sacrifices for a month. I still don't see result. I give up. And then he gives up. This fat fuck gives up, all right? And now there's a fat Da Vinci. He's like, holy shit, bro. I just lost 1 kg a day. And just after a month, I just lost 30 kilos. If I keep doing this for another 2 months, bro, I'm going to reach my desired goal. I'm going to have my desired weight. Now you need to realize, bro, that their situations was identical. The only difference was their mindset and the way that they chose to approach it. Okay? So this is going to be you as well. So whenever you're sculpting, after a week, there is going to be some progress. Appreciate yourself on that progress. And wherever you see that, okay, there is still lack, I'm still falling behind, figure it out. Practice that area deliberately. Okay, you need to make mistakes and learn. And in other words, you just need to practice deliberately. The more frequently you do this, the quicker you're going to improve, bro. The more frequently you go, make mistakes and learn from it, the more quickly you're going to grow. So what is stopping you? Just go ahead, go out, commit to practice every day, make mistakes and learn from your mistakes, and then eventually you're going to grow. You need to realize, bro, that of course, when we start sculpting, I want to make my dream character from the get-go. Of course I want to do that, but that is not going to happen. I need to get to that level first. Okay, I need to slowly build up. Okay, and if I try to rush the process, I'm not going to get results. The fastest way forward for me would be to make mistakes. I made a shitty sculpt. I learned from my mistake. It wasn't comfortable. I'm taking things slow. I'm not going to the other video unless I get result in the previous one. Okay, my progress is being delayed by this. So you think progress is watching a video, then another video, completing the course as quick as you can. That is not progress. Okay, the slower way is the faster way. The slower way is that you watch the course, you watch a video, that video doesn't work out for you. You watch it again, you practice again, you learn from it again, and then you do not proceed to the next video unless you get that result. Now you're taking it slow, but this is going to move you forward faster. Weird, isn't it? I promise you, the fastest way forward is to take it slow. So yeah, right now, don't just go watch another video, take action. Sit down with a pen and a paper, write everything, every distraction that you have right now. Write everything that you want to improve. Write down the time and how long you're going to practice. Make yourself a plan and then commit to that plan. And just follow these 4 steps. I promise you're going to see results. Goodbye.